Well, time to pick up some more lumber for, I'm going to do the, what do you call it, the shed thing out here. What do you call it, the carport? There's one more board I have to put on the top, and you can see some smoke coming off this car because it's been sitting a while and it comes down from the valve guides. But I got to get some 12-foot by 2x6 and a couple 2x2s, pressure treat it and stain them up, and that'll take care of securing the roof. Be nice and solid. So on the way to Lowe's. All right, I got my two 8-footers, 2x2 pressure treated. This is a 2x6, actually 2 by 5.5, actual width 12 feet long. See how high up it is, and got a few hinges here for putting on another door that I'm gonna put on it too. So that'll be it. Time to head on back and get this painted. Okay, got the wood back here, and I'm going to double stain it up with solid flood stain. I always keep a little bit left. I don't throw it all away because just for these type of moments. And got a little bit of got a roller here. Can use. It probably needs to be doesn't roll. But it will. And as soon as that dries, this is pretty good paint. It's pretty, and now it's a little bit thicker too. So this is like a solid stain. Now it's rolling. Where it's going is right up here. This one gap. This will be this one gap, and that'll fill it in. So, and it's a little bit longer on one side versus the other. The side where I made the motorcycle, it's just a little bit longer, so it's got a little bit of an entryway into here. But that'll fill that in because it's about, that should go about up to there. And that'll cover that up, and I'll have a 2x2 over this, with screws going through this into the 2x6. So that'll be pretty solid. Okay, so I added this piece of wood right here. This was 2x6, and I got the 2x2 on top of it with a screw going. These are actually going through the grommets themselves, and these screws are really long. They're like, I don't know, they're just about, they don't go through the other side of the wood, but they go into the wood a couple inches. And this is sitting nice and flat, and you can see it's on an angle, so the water will run right off of this, no problem. And every 22 inches there's a 2x6, so that pretty much secures it. And let's step down here a second. And the way I have this is there's a little thing up here. Turn this, and it opens up. And down here on the bottom, get this, which holds it in place so it don't blow, closed. And this turnbuckle, I installed this cable with this turnbuckles on this, I don't know, about 6 months ago. And all this is about a 5.5 foot length of regular fencing. That's all it is. That's all it is. Regular fencing, 3 big hinges on it, and it's holding up great. So, and here's my Jeep inside. So now I could start doing work on this thing and not worry about, pouring all kinds of rain down. And here's I got a light in here. So what I'm going to do is, there's a little minor rust on here, some minor rust on the floor. I'm going to start working on that. And now this thing is pretty much secured, so it's all sealed up. I put a board in the back there. Kind of looks better from the outside than the inside. So there's very little ventilation. There's a little bit of cross ventilation, and there's an open gap here. So if I open up the front doors, you could see that I can get, I can actually put a fan in here and blow air through it, and it won't get too hot in the summertime. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a door through this area with this piece right here. So I'm going to put that right over that, and there's going to be a door, so there's going to be a spot in here that, I'm going to put all red brick in here and stuff, fix this up. So, I don't know what the hell, I'll probably put a hot tub in here or some shit, I'm not sure. And, but I'll probably have this done tonight with this door. And the way I'm going to do it is the same thing with, I got the 3 hinges and the cable with the turnbuckle, like this. And I never even had to adjust this. So if you just turn this, say just started to sag a little bit, it's never sagged at all. This is enough. It's been holding up great. It's been like that for 6 months. But even if this gate sagged, this gate sagged a little bit, just turn the turnbuckle a little bit, and it'll pull right back up the way it was. Now, what I'm going to do in here, I was thinking about putting cement, but then I was thinking that's a permanent structure. And I was thinking about putting cement blocks. And they're kind of chintzy though. But you know what I decided to do? I'm going to make my own cement blocks from molds. I think I'm going to do it that way, because it's still a temporary structure, and I can make them a few inches thick and big and solid, and just put them in place, like maybe I don't know, 2x2s or something like that, 24-inch blocks, about 3 inches deep, something like that, or maybe a little bit bigger, and put them down in here. So, but inside here I want to do the red ones, and all the red ones going up, finish up the red ones from here up into the entranceway. So this thing actually, this is a 16 mil thick tarp, and it's treated for UV. It's probably better quality than, when you see those carports that have like the metal framing on it. It's probably better quality than that. But this is way, way, way stronger than a metal frame carport. I think this is stronger than the house, because even though the roof doesn't have the strength on it, the winds aren't downward, they're from the side. When you're talking an angle like this, you're very, like if the wind's going 100 miles an hour at this angle, this low pitch, it would only be, you'd probably be feeling 5 miles an hour pressure on the tarp itself. It would be nothing. Plus it's 2x6s. Even though these are flat this way, the reason I did this is so it's lower profile. I know it's stronger to have them facing the other way, but the whole idea is that this is just a fence with a tarp, and that's the whole idea behind it. So I'll be going to town on this next. I already got the steel for this, 12 gauge, which is a little bit over a tenth of an inch thick, which is a tiny bit thicker than the original floor. And I'm not sure if I'm going to spot weld it in. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to use like the MIG welder, like a spot welder, and go to town with that. But this is an incredibly strong little area now, and I got a great place that I can, plus it's double protected. I mean, you got fencing on this side, right? So I mean, wind would have to knock that fence over before it even hit this side. And then out here, it's all braced up against that fencing. It's all tied into that, which is tied into the back there. So I can't see. I think this thing would easily handle 100 mile an hour winds easy, probably 150 easy. It would probably knock some of the little shit off, but I don't think it would knock the fence over. It's just too damn strong, the way it's all braced up, and it's all braced up different ways. And if I knew something was coming, I'd even brace it up even more. So that'll be the ticket. So now I can actually start playing body shop in here a little bit with the Jeep, and I'll be going along doing some stuff on the El Camino. Now the one thing actually is interesting. Actually, this was getting a little rusty over here because they put the paint on it so thick a long time ago. And this was in the sun. and the paint was cracking. And you know, this tells you, I'm going to tell you, this is the truth though. A little bit of paint goes a long way. This was just plain old dupli-color spray can stuff. I took the DA sander to it, just DA'd it down. I didn't even take off all the old stuff, just till it was like just the crappy stuff that was weathered. Got it down to the primer, primed it, just scuffed it up with some 400, and then I hit it with the spray can. And this was 5 years ago, and no problem. The paint is still stuck on here, even though the sun's been hitting and everything like that. So, you know, if you got an old car that you want as a classic, a little bit of paint goes a long way. And actually, on the bottom of this thing, just to give you a little quick history. If you look down in here, all that silver. This whole bottom of this car has been, years ago I did it, and I did it a cheap way. I should probably put a separate video on it because it's going to get confusing on this one. But what I did, just as a note, is I pressure washed the whole thing, then went over it with a, what do you call it, a brush, a real stiff brush with Dawn dish detergent, pressure washed it again, and then I used Rusty Metal Primer, which is a primer that's designed to go over rusty metal by Rust-Oleum. But then what I covered that with was mag wheel paint. Even though it's a spray can, mag wheel paint is designed for high heat, road dirt, chips, because it's for the wheels. Like this is aluminum wheel. Mag wheel paint has been done on the whole underside of this, and that has stopped a lot of rust from ever forming. So this side of the car is not too shabby. The other side got a little more because of the rain and weather, because it's in a carport, but I'll be fixing this up really good with that after I do the Jeep.